Hey there, guys. Would you like to know how to earn great income as a freelancer that isn't dependent on your billable time with a client? If so, stick around because I'm going to show you how. Hey there, I'm Matt Casner with Freelance on Fire, where I teach designers how to find great clients and take control of their income potential by setting up a solid business foundation. Hey, before we get into the training for today, I want to let you know that we just wrapped up enrollment for my Ignite freelance coaching membership. And it's a membership where I work with freelancers and we help get results for them in their businesses. It's a private membership that you can become a part of. Right now, we do not have open enrollment. If you're interested in perhaps learning more about what the membership's about, I would encourage you to go to ignitemembership.com. You can get on the wait list. And then when we open up enrollment again, you will be notified and given an opportunity to level up your business in a way that is it's safe and gives you tons of insight, support, accountability, and extra teaching. So check out the waitlist at ignitemembership.com, and we'd love to see you the next time we open up enrollment. But today, I want to talk about how we can earn additional income, more income than the simply trading time for dollars. Okay, guys, I can tell you that as a young freelancer, I knew what I could do well, and I served my clients with those skills to the best of my ability. But probably where I got myself into a little bit of trouble is I was too concerned about staying in my lane and only doing what the client asked me to do. I was afraid to deviate from the path or to offer additional services because I didn't want to jeopardize the relationship that I had with my clients. And it was a sense of fear that was holding me back. But I can tell you that over time, I have learned that I was really missing out on some great opportunities to not just make additional revenue, but to really set myself up and set my business up with a foundation that would continue to provide income into my business month after month, year over year. So what I'm going to share with you today are just quite simply some lessons that I've learned about how I have been able to grow and scale my own business. All right. So I'm going to share a few of those tips with you today. All right. The first tip is find a niche. Okay. This is going to sound maybe a little cliche, but I think it's important that we understand who our target customer is. Now, I'm a freelancer, and one of the things that I love is the variety of the work that I do. However, I think that it's important for us to understand who is it that we serve. Okay, and now that may be a broad target or it may be a narrow target. You may be in a super defined niche where you're just working with one specific vertical. Maybe it's dentists, or maybe it's dog groomers, or whatever the niche might be. Or you may be more of a general practitioner where you offer, let's say, web or print design services to a more general market. However, what I think we need to do is we need to understand who our target or who our ideal client is, because I really believe that the riches are in the niches, and that the more that we can become laser focused on who our perfect client is, we can understand them, we can understand the problems that they have, and know how to provide even better, more effective solutions for them. Okay, so by becoming niche down in some area, I feel that it allows us to be able to really develop our skills, develop our services in such a way that we really are offering a tailored solution to our customers. Because guys, at the very end, it's all about helping our clients solve the problem that's in their business. And the better we understand our client and the better we understand their problem, then the better we can provide an effective solution and get them results. So guys, I think it's important that as a designer, we understand who our target customer is. Now, if you don't know who that is, I would look at it from the standpoint, what are the problems that you can solve in your business, and what potential customer has those problems? and start to go from there. I have a complete training on developing your customer avatar. We'll talk about that sometime later, but I think it's important for you to understand who your target customer is and be able to understand the problems that you can solve for that customer. All right. So know your niche and become an expert in your customer. That's perfect for you. Okay. Number 2, I think it's important that we find complementary services that we can offer, that we can help to strengthen our relationship with clients long term. Now, I mentioned earlier that I had this issue. I had this block in my brain that was keeping me kind of in my lane. When a client would hire me for a job, I would simply give them a quote or an estimate, for that project, and then I would get to work on that project. And I would find myself at the end of the project, missing out on quite literally a significant piece of work. And I'll give you an example. When I was working for a company and I was doing some branding collateral work for them, and I was creating some, business cards, I was creating some mailers, I was creating some brochures that they were using as part of their marketing. And I was developing a great relationship with this client. And every time I would get down to the end of the project, the client was approving the work that I had done. They would always send me an email that says, "Okay, Matt, hey, thanks for the great work. Can you email these files to our printer so we can have them printed?" Now, I know how to get things printed. I've been printing things for 30 years. And yet I was afraid to step into that piece of the business because I didn't want to offend. I didn't want to jeopardize the work that I was providing my client. But guys, I took a chance. And the next time I got a chance to bid a piece of print design work for this client, I simply said this to them when they asked for my bid. I said, "Would you be okay if I provided you a bid for printing as well?" Guys, their response literally shocked me. Now, you guys are probably going to laugh because you're like, why would they laugh? Or why would you laugh? But my client literally responded to me as like, they said, "You can do printing too?" They were almost like shocked that I had that service that I could offer to them. And they were almost eager for me to submit a price. So being a print broker, I was able to create a custom design bid for my client. And I was also able to give them a separate bid for printing. Now, guys, I can tell you that printing can be a very, very lucrative way to make additional revenue. And I was already invested in the client and able to do their print work. But I was able to add an additional a large chunk of change to the invoice estimate because I was able to add this additional service. Now, when I submitted the price to the customer, their response to me was awesome. They were like, "Matt, we can't believe that you're going to be able to take care of this project for us start to finish. We would love just to work with you and not have to worry with, following things up with the printer. You're the person who designed the piece. You're the person who knows the piece the best. We would love it for you to just kind of manage this process end to end." And guys, for me, I was like, this is just like icing on the cake, because the labor that I had spent in the design work was now I was able to capitalize on that and make an additional percentage on top of the design for just really a few extra hours worth of work. And I learned very quickly that being able to find this complementary service that my customer needed provided me with an entirely new stream of revenue. So for me, it was not only just maybe some fearful thinking that was holding me back, but once I asked the question and made the offer to them, it was almost like I was doing them a favor. It was almost like I was taking work off of their plate. And in effect, I was, because now they only have one vendor to deal with for the design process instead of two. So finding complementary services can be a way for you to be able to offer additional services, which helps to strengthen the long-term relationship that you have with your client. Being the expert, they want to work with you because you do good work and you'll keep them as a customer for a longer period of time, which, guys, I've always said it's easier to serve an existing customer than to go out and find a brand new one. All right. So finding complementary services is step number 2. All right. Number 3, develop products and services that will allow you to earn income every month. Okay. What are the services that you offer that you can manage for your client? Now, I've been in web development for a long, long time, since the late 90s, which is, gosh, it's like, seems like eons now. But I remember when I was getting into doing some web development and talking with clients, it was almost like I was speaking a foreign language to them. And there were so many things that my client didn't understand with registering domain names and setting up security certificates and web hosting and web development. I mean, there were just so many aspects of that development that my clients really didn't know. Okay. Well, there were a couple of services that I found that I could offer to my clients that I could manage for them and take off their plate. 2 very easy ones were domain registration and web hosting. All right. I was able to set up some corporate accounts and be able to have a reseller type of a relationship with web hosting companies and with domain registrars. And I was able to upsell and cross-sell some long-term management services to my clients. So I could go out and I could register a domain for my client for X number of dollars per year. And then I could sell them a domain management service where I would handle all their DNS. I would handle those changes, and I would charge an X% per year. Okay. Or an X dollar figure per year, which was well above what I was paying per domain name. Okay. I would do the same thing with web hosting. I found web hosting companies that I could resell, and I would get the services for X dollars, and then I would mark it up and I would sell it to my customers. Well, the beautiful thing about that is that I was able to create invoices on a monthly or annual basis and set them just to automatically go out every year. So I was building this stream of recurring revenue that was coming into my business month after month, year after year. And if you start to work it and you start to build clients into your business, before long, that becomes a pretty good chunk of change. Okay. So for me, being able to find services and products that I could offer to my clients long-term to save them time and money and offer them the benefit of having someone who knows what's going on, be able to manage those services for them, again, helps solve a client problem, takes the responsibility off their plate, and you get to do the work and get paid. All right. So just to recap here, know your niche. Okay. And know your customer and be able to solve the problems effectively for them. Number 2, find complementary services that you can offer your clients that strengthen your long-term client relationship, and develop products and services that will allow you to earn income every month. Okay. All right, guys, I want to just invite you to download my freelance blueprint, where I give you all the details and show you what you need to know to rock your freelance business. Okay. You can download the blueprint at freelanceonfire.com/blueprint. All right. So just in summary, again, remember, you're the boss, you're the expert, find a niche, start thinking about your customer and the problems that you can solve for them effectively. Number 2, find complementary services that you can offer your clients. Number 3, develop products and services that will allow you to earn income month after month. Guys, that's how you start to think like a business owner and how you start to grow and scale your business. All right, guys, I'm here to help you and help to make your business the best it can be for you. Now, I want you guys to go out there and I want you to be who you were created to be. All right, we'll talk to you later. So long.